Seiji, I'm very excited about this. I want to start with, because I genuinely don't know, we haven't talked about it. Can you share with us a little bit about your family and how you were raised?
My family.
Yeah.
Yes. I have two kids.
Yeah.
My daughter is 23,
Yeah.
and my son 21.
Yeah.
And
So you're not 27. You're not.
I'm not as well. Johannes is the youngest in the cohort.
Yeah.
I think I'm the oldest.
Some
in
people
the
might
cohort.
give you a run for your money. Yeah, maybe.
Probably, but I need to talk to Carl because because we haven't figured it out yet. Anyway, sorry. My actually my wife and my son live in the UK.
Yeah.
And myself and my daughter live in Tokyo now.
Yeah.
So and the family is split between 2 and 2.
Yeah.
8,000 miles away.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
So why it happened? Well, when I was about 20 years ago, we moved to the UK from Tokyo.
To the UK.
To the UK. One of the reasons is that I wanted to raise my children in a different culture.
Yeah. And why did you want that?
Because I thought it gives to our children more opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can teach. So I did teach Japanese at home.
Yeah.
So, but they can learn English outside home. So I thought it's a good idea to raise children in a different culture. So that's how it happened.
Yeah. And what about your upbringing? Where were you born, and what was your family like as a child?
Right. Yes, I was born in rural area in Japan.
Yeah.
And I moved a lot of times when I was a child. That is because of my father's job.
Yeah.
And I've been always interested in the relation between science and society in general.
Yeah.
So after I studied physics at university,
Yeah.
I became a science journalist.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started my career as a journalist.
Yeah.
And then I spent almost 12 years with one of the largest newspaper companies in Japan.
Yeah. And so how did you go from journalists then into the science itself and then into entrepreneuring?
Right. So after spending about 10 years as a journalist, I enjoy my job as a journalist. It's a very exciting job, and I liked it. But after spending about 10 years, I became a little bit frustrated because you interview many interesting people every day as a journalist, but you cannot get involved in what is happening in front of you directly, because there's always a line here, and which you can't go beyond as a journalist. So in the last 3 years with my career as a journalist, I focused on biotechnology, and the biotech is very interesting to me, and so I made a decision to leave the company and switch to biotech sector. And then I spent about 16 years. I I worked for a biotech company located in Tokyo. Spent almost 16 years there. Then I left that company to start my own company.
Yeah. And tell us about why the work that you're leading matters. Before we get into what it is, why does this matter, and why does it matter for somebody who maybe doesn't understand biotechnology or gene synthesis or any of this?
Sorry, could you repeat your question?
Yeah.
Please?
Why does the work that you're leading matter for the world?
I think we are technology provider.
Yeah.
We provide research tool to biotech researchers.
Yeah.
And we believe our technology can contribute to increase efficiency dramatically.
Yeah.
By doing so, we can contribute to creating more innovative products and services to address big issues such as environmental issues and food shortage. As a technology provider, we cannot do that directly, but I believe our customers can do that on behalf of us.
Yeah. So if I'm a biotech company and I'm looking at you're trying to find a cure for cancer, let's say, how could I use your platform to accelerate my ability to do that?
Okay, for example, so if you're looking for a good drug candidate for a type of cancer, and normally pharmaceutical companies use a technology called drug screening.
Yep.
Yeah. You pick up one drug candidate from many different candidates.
Yeah.
And that tool is called library.
Yep.
Library. And the most important thing about library is diversity of molecules involved in that.
Yeah.
The more you have diversity, the higher the chance of you get right molecule.
Yeah.
So our technology can increase the degree of diversity of molecules. So that's one of the examples.
Yeah.
How
much
clear?
does that? Yeah, it is clear. But in terms of accelerating my ability to find the right drug, like, do you cut the time or the expenses by? Can you share a little bit on that in terms of time and money saved?
Yeah, it comes in two ways.
Yeah.
One is you can streamline your research process. So that is about efficiency, and you can save a lot of time. So you can save a lot of labor costs of researchers. That is one thing.
Yeah.
More importantly, our technology makes impossible to possible, which means there are a lot of genes today that cannot be handled by existing approach.
Yep.
With our approach, our technology is free from those limitations. So it opens up your research, your scope of research, very, very significantly.
Yeah. For those of you who aren't in the space of biotech, I do think that we'll look back on this evening number of years from now, and we'll say that we were so lucky to sit here with Seiji-san because in so many ways, the platform that he's building, his team's building, can change the world. And when Peter was here from Australia, and he speaks fluent Japanese, which was really awesome, but after he had a long conversation with you, he, pardon my French, he came to me afterwards and he tugged on my sleeve and he was like, is Seiji full of shit or is that real? Because if that's real, that's the most technologically revolutionary platform I've heard. And it's true. That is true. What it means for the future of energy, for the future of healthcare, for the future of food, it's completely transformational. And you're so humble with it, but I know that you see that same future. My last question is just how can we support? Because it's a young company, right?
Yes.
The technology's been there for a while, the IP, but it's a young company. Mm-hmm. How can this community help accelerate this future that is coming for you?
I think this community is already helping us a lot already. Yes, we have the technology there, so we can follow the improvement. Yeah. But beside technology, of course, as a company, we need a lot of other resources. So it's really, really helpful for me to be able to take part in this wonderful event. Yeah. And I'd like to say thank you. Yeah. Yes.
Well, thank you, Seiji, and you're part of this community for life now. So we're here to support you. Thank you, Seiji.
Thank you.